I'm Mark Carson of Mark Carson Watches.
And I'm Richard Page of our Page Watch Company.
We're each established watch brands and have collaborated together in the past.
After the successful introduction of my duo-face reversible watch when Mark designed the case for me, I challenged him to come up with something unexpected. I really wanted to be surprised.
I know that Richard's a huge Art Deco fan and that his Rocket line of wristwatches have Art Deco detailing. I'd done the design for an Art Deco watch a couple years back, but it was dimensioned around a smaller movement.
I knew that whatever Mark came up with, it had to use a vintage American pocket watch movement.
So I scaled up my design just enough to accommodate the classic movements Richard uses, and then I sent the drawing off to Richard.
You know, I was blown away. It was exactly what I was looking for. Even though I didn't know it when I gave it to Mark, he really met the challenge.
My intent was to take Art Deco to the max. The case, dial, and hands are all designed together in a style that exploded onto the world stage in the 1920s and really found its zenith in the 1930s.
Art Deco really started in 1925 in Paris, and the design traveled worldwide. America advanced the design with architecture in the 1920s and the 1930s.
My watch design is not an homage to any particular vintage watch, but rather is inspired by the geometric forms found in the great examples of Art Deco architecture.
Notable architectural examples include the Empire State Building and, of course, the famous Art Deco Chrysler Building, both of which were designed and built in the late 1920s in New York City.
With all that in mind, Richard and I decided to name this watch the Crash of '29.
Hey, naming a watch after the stock market crash of October 24th, 1929 was a dramatic choice, but we both really liked it a lot. It just really rang true with us. It really works. The 1920s and 1930s were the golden age for American pocket watch manufacturing, as well as an expanding period for Art Deco in America.
So it made perfect sense to combine Richard's restored golden age watch movements with a newly designed case, dial, and hands that reflected the design period's ethos.
Each watch will have a fully restored vintage American pocket watch movement, meticulously restored from the 1920s or 1930s, and will be hand-assembled in America using our newly produced cases, dials, and hands.
We'll be pleased to offer our creation to watch collectors in a strictly limited edition of 49 pieces.
Having created watches all the way from concept drawing to manufacture, Mark and I both know what is involved in how to bring a watch design to life and deliver it to you, our customer.
Richard and I each have successful watch brands, so we already have the experience and part suppliers to create this watch.
Here is the actual prototype of the Crash of 1929. 9 months in the making, a labor of love, a great Art Deco design. It's like wearing the Chrysler Building on your wrist. Sapphire front, sapphire exhibition back, steel case, vintage American pocket watch movement, meticulously restored. It's a great unisex watch. The best money can buy. Limited edition of 49 in the world.
Yeah, while our production partner made the case on this watch, Richard used one of his restored vintage American pocket watch movements. We made a prototype dial, we put that in there with some hands Richard already had, and we have a running prototype. So we know this can all be done, and we're real happy with the results.
Each vintage American pocket watch movement will be restored by hand, and they will reflect the diversity of decoration offered by American brands of that period. So the 49 watches in the limited edition series will have varying styles of decoration and years of production. Each one will be slightly different.
These $3,500 watches will be available for the earliest Kickstarter supporters starting at $2,400. Help us put a piece of Americana on your wrist by supporting this Kickstarter project.
Thank you for your support.